Karnataka Sarkar, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, Introduction to Electronic Devices and Digital Electronics. Dear students, welcome to the session number 26, Unit 5, which is Introduction to Electronic Devices and Digital Electronics. The course outcome for this unit is identify and test the different electronic devices. So this is a part of the subject Fundamentals of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, which is common to all diploma programs. Dear students, in this session we'll be discussing about microcontroller, definitions, block diagram, pin diagram of the microcontroller 8051, features of 8051 microcontroller, applications of microcontroller, PLC, its definition and block diagram is there, and PLC programming using ladder diagram, and we'll study some examples of ladder diagram and logic functions. Finally, we are having MCQs. Students, in this unit 5, we already studied about the so many devices, semiconductor devices, diodes, rectifiers, etc. At the final stage, we'll be studying about the microcontroller 8051. So in this session, we'll be having the detailed study about the 8051 microcontroller, the features of 8051 microcontroller, its applications, and further we will be studying about the PLC, that is a programmable logical controller, and the PLC programming using ladder diagram. So some examples will be discussing there. Students, let's study the definition of the microcontroller. The microcontroller, it is also abbreviated as MCU or MUC. Microcontroller is a computer system on a chip that does a job. So actually microcontroller, it is similar to the computer system, and microcontroller system, it contains integrated processor, memory is there, memory here a small amount of RAM is there, and then program memory, or both RAM as well as program memory will be there in the integrated processor. And further programmable input and output peripherals are there, which are used to interact with things connected to the chip. So example microcontrollers, say Altera, Analog Devices, Atmel, Microchip, Motorola, Intel 8051, MUSI. So these are some of the examples of the microcontroller. So students, microcontroller, it is also a computer system which is having its own processor, its own memory. In the memory, say RAM is also there, program memory is also there, and it will also contain programmable input output peripherals, the input output peripherals which are used to read the data or display the result. So here this is about a brief description about the microcontroller. Students, this is a block diagram of microcontroller 8051. In the block diagram, you can see so many different blocks are there, and these blocks are connected using the data bus, address bus. So in this we see first block is there, interrupt control block is there. To this interrupt control block, the external and internal interrupts will be applied, and then it will contain 4 kilobyte of RAM, and then it will contain 128 byte of RAM, and then the timer is there. So timer, say it is used as the counter which is having input and output, and it will contains the CPU, that is the central processing unit, and then oscillator is there. It will also contain the bus control unit that will controls the all the buses. IO ports are there. Microcontroller 8051 will be containing total 4 ports, 4 input output ports, port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. And further it will also contain a serial port, the serial port that will be having one incoming and one more outgoing line, that is the transmission as well as the receiver. So students, in the block diagram we see the data bus is there. This data bus will carry the data to the central processing unit of the 8051. It will also contain the memory. In the memory here we are having two types of memories are there, ROM as well as the RAM. ROM is of 4 kilobyte whereas RAM is of 128 byte is there. Address bus is there. This address bus, it will carry the addresses, and further interrupts pins are there. Through these interrupts, the interrupt will be sent by the peripherals to the central processing unit, and then it will also contains the input and output ports. So input and output ports here total 4 IO ports are there, P0, P1, P2 and P3, and say these ports are addressable ports. It will also contain the counter to which the inputs are applied with the incoming pins are there. Students, this is the pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller. In the pin diagram, you can see the 8051 microcontroller. It will contains total 40 pins, and among these 40 pins, say some pins are used as the input output pins. Say for the ports say port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. If you see the port 0, the pin numbers from 39, say 39 to 32. So these pins are used for the port 0, and further for port 1 from 1 to 8, and then the reset pin is there. Then the receiver and receiving and transmitting pins are there, and then the interrupt pins like INT0, INT1, timers are there, T0, T1, and then write bar and read bar, and then say the total 40 pins. It will covers all the 4 ports as well as the other control lines of the 8051. Students, let's see the features of 8051 microcontroller. The 8051 microcontroller will be having so many features. The 8051 microcontroller, it will contains 4 kilobytes of on-chip program memory, that is ROM. ROM is read-only memory. Then it will contains 128 bytes of on-chip data memory, that is random access memory. It will contain 4 register banks. Then it will contain 128 user defined software flags are there. It will contain 8-bit bidirectional data bus. The bidirectional data bus will carry the data in both the directions. Then it will contain 16-bit unidirectional address bus. So this unidirectional address bus will carries the 16-bit address, and then it will contain 32 general purpose registers, each of 8-bit. So there are total 32 general purpose registers of 8-bit. 8-bit 32 general purpose registers are there, which are used for special purpose or general purpose operations. Then it will contains 16-bit timers. Usually 2 are there, but may have even more or less. So usually normally 2 16-bit timers are there in 8051, but sometimes it is even more than 2 also. And then it will contain 3 internal and 2 external interrupts are there, and it will contain 4 8-bit ports. 4 8-bit ports, actually the short model, so that will be having 2 8-bit ports there, and further it will contain 16-bit program counter and data pointer. Program counter that will carries the address of the next instruction to be executed, and data pointer, it will be having the address of the data. And further 8051 may also have a number of special features such as UART. UART, that is Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitters, ADC, that is the analog to digital converter, then op-amp, etc. So the 8051 will be having the features of UARTs as well as ADC as well as op-amp, etc. So these are the features of 8051 microcontroller. Students, let's see the applications of the microcontroller where we can use these microcontrollers. The microcontrollers are used in automobile. The microcontrollers are used in rail transport. The microcontrollers are used in industrial processing. These are used in remote sensing. These are used in robotics, then consumer electronics, then security like e-commerce and smart cards. The microcontrollers are also used for medical applications. Then microcontrollers are also used for defense applications. So these are the some of the important applications of the microcontroller. Students, let's have the introduction to the PLC, that is the programmable logic controller. Now what are these PLC or programmable logic controller? So the programmable logic controller is defined as a digital electronic device that uses a programmable memory to store instructions and to implement functions such as logic, sequencing, timing, counting, and arithmetic words to control machines and processes. That means here the programmable logic controller will be containing the memory in which the ready-made program is there and where this program is executed so that it can implement the functions like logic functions, like sequencing functions, like timing, then counting, and then the arithmetic words to control the overall operation of the machines as well as the processes. The programmable logic controller. Students, let's see the block diagram of PLC. Block diagram of programmable logic controller. So the programmable logic controller, here you can see a processor is there. Then to this processor, input module is there. Then output module. Then it will contains the programming device. Further, it will also contains the power supply. So here the input module so actually here the input module will help to get the input and give the input to the processor. The input module will have the input from the sensors. The sensors are usually push buttons or contacts or limit switches, etc. So these are the sensors there from where the input is transferred to the processor. And similarly, it will contains the output module. This output module actually it will outputs the data to the output world there. So the output from the output module will be transferred to the solenoids or contactors or alarms, etc. So at the output module, the devices like solenoids, contactors, and then alarms are used to get the output from the processor. So if you see the operation of the PLC, the input is applied to the processor through the input module with the help of the sensors, and this input is processed by the processor by using the programming device, and then further the result is generated. This result it is given out to the output world with the help of the output module. So the output will be given to the output devices like solenoids, contactors, and then alarms, etc. Students, here you can see the power supply section is also there. This power supply section, it will provides the power to all the parts of the PLC. It will provide the power to the input module, processor, programming device, and then output module. So here students, you can see the programming device, it is connected with a bidirectional bus there. So the programming device, it will get the data from the processor, it will processes the data and return the data or return the result to the processor. Students, let's see the programming of PLC. As you know, PLC means the meaning is that it is the programmable logic controller. That means this controller, it will work on the program. So first the program is to be written there. So for PLC, the ladder programming is used. So the form of programming which is used for the PLC is ladder programming. So each program task is specified as a rung of ladder. The ladder diagram consists of two vertical lines representing the power rails. So students, you can see the figures, figure A, figure B and figure C. Figure A and B are the two alternative ways of drawing an electric circuit. So if you see figure A, there we can see two inputs are there, A and B is there, and solenoid is the output. So here these two inputs A and B are supplied with the power. So we can see the plus or minus power is applied to A and B, and the output is across the solenoid. Similarly, if we see the figure B there, in figure B also we'll be having two inputs A and B, and then the output is there, that is the solenoid. So when we come to the figure C, this figure C, it is a comparable rung in the ladder program. So here also we observe two input are there, input A, input B. Input A, input B is represented by the two parallel lines, and the output is there. The output, it is represented by the semicircle there. It is represented by the semicircle. So here we can see how the input output are attached to the two vertical lines. Students, let's discuss the basics of ladder programming. So in this we can see the ladder symbols. Using these ladder symbols, say how the how the ladder program is written there. So you can see here the ladder symbols there. First we can see the two parallel lines are there. These two parallel lines are the two inputs. These two parallel lines are the inputs. Inputs as contact with not closed until input. Similarly, we are having the two parallel lines with one cross line there, so it will act as input as contacts which are closed until input. And then you can see the how the output is represented with the semicircle, and then some special instructions are included in the rectangular shape. So these are the ladder symbols, and further here we can see that how the input is connected to the output A. So here in the first step we see that output A occurs when input 1 occurs there. Similarly, we see that output B occurs when input 1 and input 3 occur. Similarly, we see that output C occurs when input 4 or input 5 occurs. And we see that the end is there, and it will represents the end of the program. Students, I repeat here once again, there we see that the output A will be occurring when input 1 occurs. Similarly, output B will be occurring when input 1 as well as input 3 will occur. Similarly, output C will be there when input 4 or input 5 occurs. And the end of the program is represented by the end instruction in the rectangle which is connected to the two vertical lines. Students, we can see that the ladder program, it is drawn such that here the input and output are connected between the two vertical lines. So here these are the some basic symbols which are used for the ladder programming. Students, let's see the basics of ladder programming. So the sequence followed by PLC when carrying out a program. So these are shown there. The sequence steps for PLC program execution, it is like this there. So it is done under four phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. During phase 1, the input is read input or scan input, and then during phase 2, program execution will takes place. During phase 3, diagnostic or common or communication is there. Diagnostic means it will checks whether the program executed is correct or not. And further, phase 4 is there. It is the output scan where the output is given out there. So here this is the repetitive process there. Say after phase 4, once again it will returns to phase 1, from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3, phase 4, and further here it will repeats the step for the program execution. Students, these are the steps for PLC program execution. So here in the next slide we see that how the programs are written, or some example programs we will discuss in the next slide. Students, here we can see the examples of ladder programming. We can see a circuit for AND operation, circuit for NOR operation, then circuit for XOR operation is there, and then circuit for NAND operation. So here for AND circuit we can see that two input A and B, so where the output is obtained across the solenoid. So input 1 and input 2, which are normally open, so the output will occur when the two inputs, input 1 and input 2 will occur, input 1 and input 2. Similarly, if we see the NOR circuit, in the NOR circuit also the two inputs are there, input A and input B, and the output is the solenoid. And further here, say we see that two normally closed inputs are there, input 1 and input 2, and the output is there. Output will occur when input 1 and input 2 occurs. Here the circuit for XOR operation is also there. In the XOR operation we see that input 1 is normally open whereas input 2 is closed. Similarly, input 1 is closed whereas input 2 is normally open there. So the output will appear across the output there. So this is the XOR circuit. And further there is a circuit for NAND gate also, NAND operation there, where we see that for NAND operation A and B using solenoid in, where A and B will be the input and solenoid is the output there. Similarly, the two inputs normally closed, that is input 1 and input 2. So where the output will occurs across the output. So students, we see that some of the example ladder programming. Ladder program for AND circuit, for NOR circuit, for XOR circuit, and then for NAND circuit. Let us see the applications of PLC, where the PLCs are used. PLC are used in traffic light signal system. Students, you might have seen the traffic light signal system where we see that orange light, green light or red light will be glowing for some predefined timings there. So these predefined timings were set such that here a program, a ready-made program, according to which the all the three lights, that is the orange or red or green, will be glowing, and then one after the other sequentially they are glowing. Similarly, the PLC are also used in automatic transfer switch. Then PLC are used in nanotechnology and robotics. PLCs are used in industrial manufacturing. PLCs are used in medical instruments and then technologies. PLCs are also used in machining, packaging, material handling, automated assembly, etc. The PLCs are used in petrochemical industry, then steel industry. PLCs are used in power generation. Then PLCs are used in process industries. Process industries like airflow control, controlling air fuel ratios, etc. The PLCs are also used in chemical industries where proportion of chemicals can be controlled. PLCs are used in nuclear power generation plants, then home automation, etc. So, students, here you can see the wide range of applications of PLC. So that's why the PLC, it is the programmable logic controller which can be easily implemented in all the fields, not only in the home automation or appliances, it can also be used in medical field, military, etc. Students, until now we discussed about the microcontroller. We started with the definition of the microcontroller, then a brief explanation about the block diagram of the microcontroller, then the pin diagram of the microcontroller. So further we discussed about the applications of the microcontroller, that is where we are using the microcontrollers, and then we had the we had discussed about the definition of the PLC, that is the programmable logical controller, the block diagram of the programmable logic controller where the PLC programs can be executed in 4 phases, and for PLC programming the ladder diagrams are used. So we had discussed some of the examples of logic functions like AND, or NAND operations, and further we discussed about the applications of PLC also. So there is a brief discussion about the microcontroller as well as the PLC. Students, let's discuss some MCQs here. The question is that the 8051 microcontroller is of dash pin package as a processor. So the answer for this question is the 8051 microcontroller is of 40 pin package as a 8-bit processor. 8051 is the 8-bit processor with total 40 pins. One more question is there, that is which pin of port 3 it is having alternative function as write control signal for external data memory. So the answer for this question is P3.6, that is the port 3 with the 6th pin. Students, let's have some more questions like a CPU with all the peripherals like RAM, ROM, input, output, timers, ADCs, etc. on the same chip. So the answer for this question is microcontroller. The microcontroller will be having the peripherals like RAM, ROM, IO, that means input, output, timers, ADCs on the same chip. And further, one more question we'll have. An on-chip crystal oscillator is integrated in the microcontroller having crystal frequency of, say, it needs 12 megahertz. Students, let's have some more questions there. The question is the ladder diagram consists of two vertical lines representing dash. So the answer for this question is the ladder diagram consists of two vertical lines representing the power rails. One more question is there. The application of PLC is in traffic light signal system, in nanotechnology and robotics, in petrochemical industry, or all of the above. So the answer for this question is all of the above. Dear students, thank you for watching this video. Thank you on behalf of all the team members. I hope that the all the course contents are clear for you. So thank you once again. Hopefully the all the concepts are clear. Thank you so much.